spread out plenty this week. It's the Steelers and the Raiders, and it's all up next.
We're here at the confluence of the Ohio, the Allegheny, and the Monongahela Rivers, and welcome you to Acrisure Stadium on the North Shore of Pittsburgh, the home of the Steelers. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, it's that time of the year. A little bit more urgency. The calendar page turns to November. We kind of know who the good teams are. The midpoint of the NFL season, always a great time to take a step back and look ahead to what's down the road for us.
Yeah, no doubt. And I always felt, even as a player, that you never really knew how good you were as a team or how good everyone else around the league was until you kind of got to this point in the year. November, December football. That's
the veteran Chris Boswell, ready to get things going. And off we go from the Steel City. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Raiders offense set to take over for the first time. Led out by the last pick in the draft in 2022. Iowa State's Brock Purdy at quarterback.
coming off a loss last time out. I think the number one goal today, Mike, is he needs to make a bigger impact on the outcome of today's game. Last week, he was not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it was really just a modest performance. He was okay. Well, okay at the quarterback position is not a winning formula week in and week out in the NFL. They need him to be a difference maker. They need him to be a dynamic playmaker. He's capable of all those things, and if we can get that level of play out of him today, I think they can expect a different result than last week. This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch. Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on third down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up, and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Steeler offense ready to take the field for the first time. They'll be led by the man from North Carolina, 6'4", quarterback Drake May.
I think the biggest thing that stood out from last week's game was when they went into the game with an initial plan, how quickly were they able to get away from that when they realized it wasn't working? I think they got a lot of unscouted looks, meaning the defense threw a lot of exotic looks at them, blitzes, different fronts and coverages, maybe things they didn't work on all week. So the key this week is understand what is the defense looking to do today, and how fast can we make those adjustments if we're not having early success? I think this is something that we can expect to see here, especially early, Mike, as this team gets into a rhythm. They want to lean on this run game. They feel like they have a lot of advantages over this defense, and you can see from the first play here why they feel that way.
And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. From out of the gun, here's May. He's got a man. That's Traylon Burks. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Set to go now on 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Harris. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. May to throw on 2nd down. And that ball incomplete over the middle.
You hear quarterback coaches say it all the time. Let's get our guy easy completions. Well, that falls certainly into that category, Mike, but when you fail to connect on those, it just ends up being a wasted down.
Throwing on 3rd down is May. He's got his man. It's Pickens. They get 12 yards on that pass. Good for a Steeler first down.
I'd like to see them do a better job here the rest of the game, Mike, just disguising the coverage from the pre-snap look to the post-snap look. And what I mean is, when you have a quarterback at this level and what they see before the ball's in their hands is the exact same thing they see once they do get the ball, everything is just so much easier for them to process. Change the look, change the coverages, move your safeties. Make the quarterback have to process with the ball in his hand.
Here's May again. That is caught at the 3. And he's in. Pat Fryermuth, touchdown Steelers. It's his second touchdown of the year.
And that was just a great drive. Really, from start to finish, Mike, you could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm, mix in run, mix in pass. Results in the touchdown pass, but really everything they did, the entire possession, worked to perfection. And you can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns. Man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. A safe kick taken at the 5. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Raiders offense ready to see the football for the second time. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. 1st and 10. Purdy. To the left side. It is caught by Myers. And he's going to be taken down at the 37. Purdy now. He'll throw on 1st down. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Here's a give to Pierce. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling.
He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we'll see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
You have to wonder if next time does the play caller give his quarterback some options to check out of this play. It was clear before the ball was snapped this was not a great look for that play call, and you can see the end result.
Tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the mark. The field goal unit going to come on for the Raiders. This one from 54 yards out. This one is good. He knocks it through. And the Raiders are on the board. It's 7-3. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Washington now to return it. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. This drive begins with a run by Harris. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard. At the 40-yard line.
Off the play fake. Here. Oh, no chance to get rid of that one. Under a heavy rush, he goes down.
A 7-yard loss.
Max Crosby, motor always running, gets there for the sack. Operating from the shotgun, it's May. They look underneath here for Harris. And he looks to be a bit short of the line. And that is going to bring up fourth down. So the Steelers ready to kick this one skyward. And he'll get a few yards on this return up past the 15-yard line. Now, following the punt return, we have an injured player on the field. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Running is Akers. And he'll get about 5. Now, after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. From the shotgun, it's Purdy. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easier and better completions.
He'll try to run for it. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. It's picked up by one of his teammates. Whoa, things are getting tougher. It's now 3rd and 15. Throwing is Purdy. He'll set up the screen here to Akers. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Now toss left side for Harris. He's got room to the 45. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
Give up the middle to Harris. And that'll be a pickup of 3. 2nd and 7. Working out of the gun, it's May. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play in this opening quarter. So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the first quarter. 7-3 is our score. And we're back to the Steel City after this. Here now, 3rd and 5. To throw is May. He's got his man complete to Wilson. And he's in. Roman Wilson. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A terrific play all the way around. Finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
Boswell adds the extra point, and the Steelers extend their advantage to 14-3. Boswell now following the touchdown, back out to kick this one off. This taken at the 5. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. They trail now 14-3, so an 11-point deficit as they start things out with 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Pierce. And tough running there. He's up to the 32. Patrick Queen, the linebacker. They're on the tackle. They'll stay on the ground with Pierce. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. He's going to lose a yard.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
That's into the hands of Tucker. He's got it. And he will have a first down, but I don't think that's going to stand. They're already heading backwards. The task now, a really tough one. 3rd and very long. They'll try to set up the screen here. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
This brought in out past the 20. And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. Steelers offense and running back Najee Harris getting set to take over once more. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They'll start this on the ground, and it's Harris. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
On play action. Here. Oh, they are on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. One of the Raiders has got it. And he is going to bring this one back. They force the fumble, and it leads to a defensive score. Greg, what a terrible play for the offense. You're trying to gain some momentum. Here you not only lose the handle of the ball, you hand the defense 6 points.
And, Mike, how often do we see that when a player loses the ball, his confidence is not far behind? And I think in this case, that's where the coaching comes in. Put your arm around him. Hey, we're giving you the ball in this next possession. We believe in you. They've got to get this player back into the flow of the game after that back-breaking turnover that led to the defensive touchdown.
Next to score, Steelers 14, Raiders 10.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Washington now to return it. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Steelers offense and their running back set to go once more. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. A run with Harris. Has an opening past the 40. And he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets inside the 35.
What a good run there. That's going to put him over 100 for today's game, Mike. And it just seems, as the game goes on, this guy just seems to get better and better.
Here's May to throw it on 1st down. Catch made there by Burks. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Nice job there, getting the ball to your slot receiver and then letting him get to work. It's a nice feeling as a quarterback when you can just have a short throw still result in a big game.
He's got his man, middle of the end zone. Darnell Washington. Touchdown, Steelers. And the show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A third touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. My staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. The Raiders offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They look to make some inroads here. They're down 21-10 in this one as they come up on a first down. On the ground to begin the drive with Pierce. And he'll be brought down after a short pickup to the 24. Patrick Queen, the linebacker. They're on the tackle. They'll run the draw with Pierce. And he'll be brought down shy of the 35, but that is good enough to move the sticks. Play action now. Oh, the blitz overwhelming the offensive line, and down he goes.
They probably would have been better off just handing the ball off to the running back, Mike, because when they used him as a decoy, nobody fell for it. By the time he finished his fake and got his head around, the defense was all over.
He'll work forward for a couple. Patrick Queen, the linebacker. They're on the tackle. 3rd and long. Throwing is Purdy. They'll look to set up the screen here. Trying to find some seam out there, but he will not. They get him behind the line, and 4th down is coming up.
Well, when you call a screen play, of course, you're looking to catch the defense off guard and pick up a chunk play. You're not thinking you're actually going to find yourself going backwards, but that's exactly the case here, and really nice job by the defense sniffing that one out.
Here's the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Taken at the 19. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. The Steelers offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he's been a tough man to stop in this first half, putting up some big numbers already. And remember, we haven't even reached halftime yet. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. Here's May. A pass taken in by Harris. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage. A tough spot here. 3rd and long. Throwing is May. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the 1st down marker. Here's their punter now, as he's on to punt for the 2nd time. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Raiders offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. To throw is Purdy. Trying to set up the screen, but that is going to fall incomplete.
Based on the routes downfield, it looked like the protection was designed to give the quarterback a little bit more time to wait for things to uncover downfield. So give credit up front to the defensive line. Immediate pressure early speeds up the quarterback's clock. He's got no choice than to get rid of it, probably a little bit earlier than he would have preferred.
Oh, can't afford another incompletion here. Quickly it is 3rd and 10. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm.
He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down. On the handoff, this is Pierce. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down. Purdy works out of the pistol. Gets that one complete to his tight end Bowers. It's a gain of 12 there. 1st down, Vegas.
3rd down is when we see so many tight ends around the league really make their money. They operate in the middle of the field. They're a big, easy target for the quarterback, and even if they are covered, Mike, they're not really ever covered.
Here's Purdy on 1st and 2. Oh, they are on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. And this is taken in by the defense. And there it is. The defense comes up with the big play, forcing the fumble as they get their offense right back on the field. Coming up, Greg, with a big turnover.
Taking the ball away, Mike, has really become an art form in the NFL. Some teams are good at it, some teams not so much. But in this case, great job by the defense taking that one away.
The Steelers offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They'll come up here 1st and 10. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, here's May. That's caught right side. It's Freiermuth.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
He'll get this out to his running back. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Halftime is looming, so the athletic training staff can get a chance to look him over during the break. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. May to the air once more. He's got it. That's Burks.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
And May will not risk it. Into the slide, and he's got the 1st down. Taking advantage of the room to run, a gain of 19 on the scramble.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
There's a short one caught by Freiermuth.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play. That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
He's got it at the 3. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Well, here's the chance to cap off a great half. They have it 1st and goal. Good blocking, and he's in. Drake May. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. On for the extra point is Boswell. It's up and good. And the Steelers add on one more as they extend their 2nd quarter lead. Still a little time. Final minute of this 1st half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense going to take over just before the half. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. 1st down now. Throwing right. It's taken in. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. Purdy on 1st down. That'll be taken in by Pierce. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start.
Still 1st down.
So, a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. Out of the gun, here's Purdy. That's a short one, caught by Bowers. And they'll take this down inside the 35. The field goal unit going to come on for the Raiders. This one from just under 50 yards. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Raiders are back within 2 scores.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
1st and 10.
At their own 30-yard line.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. Not much there. Maybe a yard. So we reach halftime in what has been, to this point, a one-sided game. As we'll send you down to Orlando now, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, where it was the visiting Bengals who were able to come away with the road victory. Jamar Chase, over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. From there, we head to Foxborough to check on the Patriots at home at Gillette Stadium. And they were winners in their ball game as they were able to handle the visiting New York Jets. Anthony Richardson, excellent in the victory as his guys upped their record to 7-2 now on the year. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie, see what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. The Browns need to take a little of this momentum into the second half of the year because they face an uphill fight at 3-5. We just watched a fine first half out of this quarterback. That's Drake May. He was downright amazing with 3 touchdown passes and another one scored on the ground for good measure.
Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. Washington now to return it. And they will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. The home team's offense and Drake May making their way back out. And we show you some of the highlights, and there have been plenty to choose from. 3 touchdown passes and some other big-time throws as well. Certainly dialed in and on top of his game right throughout this one. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. They run it over center with Harris. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 45-yard line.
Operating from the shotgun, it's May. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. To throw is May. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
I'm not sure if it's this big lead or if it's just this second half pressure getting to him, but that's just a careless throw by the quarterback. And don't let this lead fool you. Throws like that can change this game in an instant. And this defense knows they gave him one and they let him off the hook.
They will get away from that one. And they're going to have tremendous field position. This ball hits and goes out of bounds. The visitors' offense about ready to take over once more. And, look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
Encroachment, defense. Automatic 1st down.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Out of the gun, it's Purdy. That's into the hands of Akers. He's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. A good spot here. 2nd and a yard. Man in motion here is Tucker. Look wide, get this one complete, and he'll be brought down after a short pickup, but that is enough for a 1st down. Throw to the right flat, it is caught. A very nice open field tackle there. He could not get free, and gains nothing. They'll throw again with Purdy. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Here's a 3rd and 10. Play action. Here's Purdy. He's going to let this one go deep. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick 6 for touchdown. The pick 6 for the score. Greg, that is the one thing this offense did not want to see. And it really is demoralizing to see that happen in that spot.
Absolutely, Mike, and that's one of those cases where you just would like to see the quarterback say, all right, I'm going to live to play another day. Don't force that throw. Don't try to make a play that's not there, because not only do you turn the ball over, you give them an easy 6.
And on the other side, the defense, what a moment. Uplifting for them. Big momentum building.
Yeah, and that's the way games are shaped in this league, Mike. I mean, you find yourself able to capitalize on a mistake by an offense. You get yourself an easy touchdown. All of a sudden, your sideline finds themselves completely rejuvenated.
Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. A return now from the 4. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. He'll find his tight end, Josh Oliver. And he'll be brought down up past the 35-yard line. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Akers. He'll take this ahead. It's a pickup of 3. Patrick Queen, the linebacker. They're on the tackle. They face 2nd down and 7. Now, someone up front moves early. Can't continue to make these mistakes if you're trying to mount a big comeback. On play action, here's Purdy. This one complete to Oliver.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game. And you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
They'll let the fullback try to push the pot. And he is going to have the Raiders first down. He has it by plenty as they keep the drive alive here on 3rd and inches. From the gun, it's Purdy. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
The key to this play here, Mike, is the anticipation of the snap. Watch how he's able to time the center, and when that ball moves, he hits it. Gets through into the backfield, and he brings the quarterback down before the receivers even got out of their breaks.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Shotgun snap to Purdy. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. 3rd and long. Throwing from the gun is Purdy. That's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Dante Jackson. And he is going to score. A pick 6 for the touchdown. The defense is having a day. They extend the lead with Greg their 2nd pick 6 of the game.
And that's just something you don't see very often in the NFL, Mike. I mean, you might see a handful of games each year where there's 1 pick 6. But to get 2 pick 6s in the same game, this defense is on fire.
Boswell now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Steelers will extend this 3rd quarter lead. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense and Brock Purdy headed back on the field for their next possession. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Here's Purdy. He'll look over the middle and find his running back. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. Purdy now on second down. This one complete right side. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
A gain of 13 yards. And the Las Vegas first down.
A run here with Pierce. He'll work this ahead for 2, maybe 3. Micah Fitzpatrick up to make the stop. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Throwing on second down is Purdy. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And it'll be a short pickup that's not enough for the first down. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run it here with Pierce. And he is going to have the Raiders first down. They're able to convert on 3rd and short, picking up 4.
First down, Raiders.
Throwing is Purdy. That's caught downfield by Tucker. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line.
26 yards.
On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Purdy. Taking off. And the Raiders are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
First down, Las Vegas.
Here's Pierce. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Damian Pierce. Touchdown, Vegas.
We were talking during the break, Mike. We felt that this was kind of a do-or-die drive. They felt like they needed to come away with the touchdown here, and now they're showing a little life.
Yeah, a little bit of belief, don't you think? Everyone on that field knows they've been a part of a comeback before. It's a pretty big mountain, but a good way to get started here to begin this half. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here's McAllister to return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The home team's offense ready to take over once again. And as we look back now, Greg, at how we got here, we got a ton of highlights of the offense so far. In particular, great passing.
Yeah, and if you want to score points in the NFL, Mike, there's no secret. You've got to do it primarily through the air, and with 3 touchdowns here so far, that's exactly what we've seen. It's been deep balls. It's been intermediate shots. It's been good run after catch. This has really been high-level offense on display right from the jump.
And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half, and he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
Really nice throw downfield on that conversion. Brings up a new set of downs, and defensively, Mike, this feels like desperation mode. If you allow them to finish this drive with a touchdown, this game feels all but over.
On first down, it's Harris. And he'll work this down inside the 35. Robert Spillane spills him there.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Throwing on second down, May. That's caught right side. It's Freiermuth. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Here's 1st and 10.
Another Pittsburgh Steelers.
Trying left side, and here's Harris. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. Here's 2nd and 3 to go.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Working out of the gun, it's May. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Robert Spillane.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning, being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown, and instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. A play fake. Now it's Purdy. That'll be taken in by Pierce. And he'll be brought down on what will be the final act here in this 3rd quarter. So, 3 quarters now in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, here's Purdy. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Bowers. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
A gain of 9 yards. 1st down, Las Vegas.
Back to throw. Purdy. Quick throw. Taken in. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. Throwing again is Purdy. That one caught by Tucker. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8. Again in the air for Purdy. That's caught left side by Bowers. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7. They'll throw again with Purdy. Quick throw here is complete. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. 36. Back to the air again is Purdy. That's into the hands of the fullback. Give them 17 more, and they are on a roll. Another 1st down.
Throwing with anticipation, it not only requires the confidence in both your accuracy and the timing, but it also forces the receiver to be on time and where the quarterback expects you to be. And this is one of those examples, man. When those 2 things are on point, it results in a 1st down.
And their woes in the running game continue. In the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Out of the gun, it's Purdy. He's got it at about the 8. It's a gain of 13, and it's 1st. Mike Tomlin wants the officials to get another look at it, so out comes the challenge flag. At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, you're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control, so that's what the referee is looking at here. So the challenge is not successful, and that will cost them the 1st of their 3 timeouts for the half. A run on 1st and goal. That's a nice pickup, bringing it down to the 3. Now here's 2nd and goal. Now Purdy. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
That last sack is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the next down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive. And what once looked like a promising drive, following that sack, looks a little bit different now.
That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
So after their defense gives them a gift on their last drive and gets them the ball back and on the field, they nearly returned the favor following that dangerous throw of their own, and at this point, they're lucky to walk away with just an incompletion.
It is brought in the end zone. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a two-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
The Raiders will line up for the two-point conversion.
To throw, it's Purdy. That's going to wind up incomplete. They try for two, and it does not pan out.
I don't mind the play call, but something you have to keep in mind, Mike, is when you decide to pass this close to the goal line, all of the space is the width of the field. There's not a lot of depth to the field. So that's why the timing, the anticipation, the accuracy of the quarterback, it all has to be on point. It wasn't on that last play, and that's why it ultimately failed.
The home team's offense ready to get back to work. And they look to finish it off here in the fourth. This might just wash away what was a subpar performance a week ago. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
He's got it. That's Burks. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Third down, 3 to go. We'll try to run for it with Harris. That's going to be pretty close. Looks like he's got it, and he does. First down.
And the Steelers, first down. First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
He'll get this out wide. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll come up now for second down and 4. A give, and here comes Harris. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
This is caught down that right sideline. A pickup there of 25 yards. That's a Steeler first down.
We spent so much time talking about arm strength, and while that certainly has a place in the conversation, look at the touch of this ball, Mike. It's a deep corner route. This ball needs to have the right pace, the right trajectory to not only get it over the second-level defenders, but get that ball down into the hands of his target. He makes it look a lot easier than it actually is.
Traylon Burks, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up second down.
Second and 10 at the 21-yard line.
It's a first carry for Elijah Mitchell. Open space inside the 10. And he will not be quite able to stretch the ball out. They're going to mark him down after that huge run all the way to the 1. Here's a chance to put this game away. First down and goal. He puts it up, and it's caught. Touchdown, Steelers. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
On for the extra point is Boswell. He's got it. And the Steelers will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. He fields it at the 8. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Raiders offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. 1st and 10 for Purdy. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
So after surrendering their 6th sack of the game, I looked down on the sideline, Mike, and found their offensive line coach. He grabbed his headset, removed it, and he slammed it on the ground. And truthfully, I don't blame him. His unit has been getting worked up front all day in pass protection.
On 2nd down, Purdy. That's brought in by Myers. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.